Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. This is the project making today. It's this little bag, as you can see, but actually it'll fall flat for storage just like that. Isn't that dinky? So you can just have it in your drawer and then you can just bring it out whenever you need to use it. So let me show you how I made this. I've got a piece of cardstock in my Stampin, and this piece of cardstock measures, let me have a look at my handy dandy template. This measures 10.5 inches by 7 inches. So let's get started and do some scoring. We are going to score initially at 2 inches, 5 inches, 7 inches and 10 inches, just like that. The template will be on the blog post on my website, so the description, it's in the description box below, so you'll be able to check it out there. Turn it around to the short side and we're going to score at 2 inches, just like that. And then we're going to score at 3 inches up until this very first score line that's going down like that. So trying to see, with all the lights on it's not so easy. If I put it here, you'll be able to see we're going to score to this line here, and then we're scoring again, and then we're going to skip this middle box here, which is this bit here, and then we're going to score again here at 3 inches. But I find it very hard to find the 3 inches here, so all I'm going to do is just bring my scoring tool, take this off down to 3 inches to the bottom here, hold it in place, bring my scoring tool back up and then score to the 3 inch mark like that. Okay, so you can see here where I've made the pencil. I'm going to score like that and then like that. Okay, now turn it back to the long side and you're going to score at 1 inch down to that score line we just made, a 3 inch score line we made. So down there, skip the center one, again on this one down to the 3 inch mark and skip the last. Okay, so this is the line we're making here, this one and this one here. Okay, so we can now remove the actual scoreboard, but I'm keeping up the stylus because we're going to do a little bit more scoring, and we're going to score these triangles here. So from the 3 inch score mark, and down into the triangle just like that. So you can see there. So along the 3 inch score line from the 1 inch and into the, just like that, to make a triangle. You can't see it very well on there, but you can here. And we're going to do the same there. Just like that. So you can see here all these black lines are score lines, and you're going to score like that. Now we're going to cut up and make these flaps here. So we're going to cut up this big 2 inch score line here. So we're going to first cut up here at the end and take off this tiny little tab. I'm going to take it off to a little angle like that. And then I'm going to just cut up to the score line. On the top here I'm going to just do a very little mitre cut like that. So you can see we've cut away this little piece here, and we did a little mitre cut there, and we cut up to these tabs. So now we're going to do something simple and fold on all the score lines. So let's do that. Now these ones where we only had it partial, I'm going to fold inwards, as you can see here. These can be a bit tricky to do, and sometimes it's just easy to pinch. So just fold these ones, this 1-inch one, these smaller ones that only went half the way down. You're just going to fold those and then pinch in the triangles. Okay, something like that. So let's put our designer series paper down, and this is the flowering field, and this is absolutely gorgeous tulips, my favourite flower if you didn't know. And I'm just going to use some Tombow to stick everything down. I really think it's come to the end of its life. So bye bye Tombow. Let's get another one out. Here's a nice new one. Oh, ready to splodge. That was my user error. And we're just going to put this down in these big sections here. And it's so much easier to put your paper down before you start assembling your box. I'm telling you that from I didn't fold on that score line. From experience. Okay. And I'm just going to get the tissue, just clean the top off here because I can see I've splodged. And put that away. You can see dimensional backings all over my desk. Okay, and stick that down like that. Now we're going to put some tear and tape on these tabs. So I'm going to want some here. Then I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, and on the back. Okay, give this a burnish, it'll stick. Now, where this 3-inch score line was here, where the score line here is on the main panel, I'm just going to give it another score, so it'll score through the designer series paper. Fold it both ways. So I'm just pinching it so it gets it, that score line there. Before I put everything together, let's put it together. Take off the tape. And then I'm just going to bring the sides to meet each other, which they should. Like that. So that's our back. That's how it's going to fold flat. So put in our base and then we can fold it flat. Now what I'm going to do is go in the base here. Just use my bone folder to really get it going. And because of those triangles we scored, it should now fold over nicely. And if you want, you can just use your bone folder to make sure it has. And there we go. there's your full flat bag. So let's do a little bit of decoration. Get rid of those bits. And let's start off with our sentiment. We're going to stamp that here. And the stamp set is Flowers of Friendship, but I'm going to use this one that says Life is Better with Friends Like You. Going to stamp it in Misty Moonlight. And down. There we go. Set that aside to dry for a second. I'm going to bring in my crocodile and I'm going to make some holes. Now to do this, what I'm going to do is open my bag so it's nice and opened up, and then I'm actually going to fold out my sides just so I can get these two bits flat. And I'm going to use the smaller hole just like that. Okay. And now I've made my, now I can push these bits back in. I've made my holes, as you can see, or sort of see, and I'm going to use some pale papaya ribbon. I'm going to thread from front to back. If it wants to come through, that is. Sometimes it just likes to tease you. I'm going to pull this through and I'm going to tie a little knot in the very end. Just at the very end like that. And then I'm going to decide how long I want my handles to be. So I'm going to cut this ribbon to 30 centimeters. I'm doing it like this so I remember, so I know for the other side roughly what needs to do. Going to go through again, tie my little hole, my little knot. In South Africa we don't call this papaya, we call it pawpaw. I think pawpaw sounds nicer. And they're delicious. At home they're not nearly as expensive as they are here in the UK because we grow them. And they are delicious. My grandmother, my granny, she used to absolutely love pawpaw. She would always have her pawpaw. Okay. One more to go, one more side, and then we can just cut out our sentiment. I really love this tulip paper, the Flowering Fields. Have to say I've already got 2 packs of it and I'm contemplating buying a third because I love tulips, as I've said mostly ad infinitum now. And I have a zillion and one tulip pictures. When I lived in London, because I'm born in London, and we only moved up to Lincoln in 2016. So when I was in London, I always went to the Chelsea Flower Show, and I have so many pictures of blooms bulbs with their tulips. I'd love to put them all into one album, and I think this is the perfect paper for it. So there are little handles, lovely. So set that aside for a second. And bring in my trimmers so we can just quickly trim out the sentiment. trying to find a straight line, which isn't easy on this scrap of paper because it is such a scrap. Looks like I'm cutting and cutting, but I'm just trying to get it straight because the paper wasn't straight. There we go. Okay, so set that aside, and I have somewhere here it is, a bit of what you call this paper, Misty Moonlight scrap from cutting down to make my bag, and I'm just going to use this now to mat my piece, and then I'm just going to cut this out freehand. Like that. Okay. And Tombow again, and make sure you put this on the right side, so maybe fold it flat and then you'll know you put it on the right side. Give it a press down to take, and there's your bag. Folds nicely flat. So I hope you enjoyed the project. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you want more information about the project, the sizes and supply list, etc., it's all on the blog post on my website, and the links to that and all my social media links are in the description box below. That includes a link to my Facebook group where I host a monthly online car club where we make projects just like this together and have lots of fun. So please do come and check us out. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.